All right, so Liverpool win another game of football, but Jesus Christ, that was a hard watch, wasn't it? A very scrappy, bitty game. Forest definitely the better team in the first half, but Liverpool snatching it in the second. Had a few goals disallowed that, are 50-50, could have been given, could not have been given, but overall managed to get it over the line in the end. And I think the main takeaway from this game is just how weak the squad depth looks at the minute. I mean, we are literally like one Van Dijk injury, one Ekitike injury away from being bottom half of the table, to be honest. When you look at how well, I mean, I thought we defended really, really well for most of the game, to be honest. But just the sheer unbelievable lack of squad depth is incredible. When we've only got Robertson, Chiesa and Engamoa on the bench, and that's it, basically, it really shows you just how bitterly lacking in depth we are at the minute. I thought the team played absolutely fantastically in terms of defensively. I thought we were really, really solid. We didn't really give them any good chances. There were a few, I would say, fairly good chances, but nothing really clear-cut, in my opinion. There were maybe one or two times they ran through it, in fairness, on goal. But I think overall, Liverpool really looking like we're lacking creativity. The attacking areas are still a massive problem and have been all season, in my opinion. The lack of Wirtz coming off before the game, I thought Wirtz was a massive miss today. We really lacked creativity and ideas without him in the team. He basically has been making the team tick for the past few months, and without him we look really, really like a shadow of ourselves. Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones swapped positions at about 30 minutes, which I think tells you everything you need to know about what Slot thought of Curtis Jones in that 10 position. Wasn't really creating anything, wasn't keeping the ball, wasn't holding play up. Just in general, not linking the play, and honestly, Liverpool looking like they're going to need to do some more business in the summer, in my opinion. I think Gakpo's absolutely woeful again. I cannot believe that he is still playing when Engamoa is on the bench, and Engamoa came on, and like Jamie Carragher said, like everyone said, I think within the 15 minutes that he came on at the end of the game, he caused more problems, more damage, created more dangerous opportunities than Gakpo did for basically the entire season. Let's be honest, Gakpo has been, in my opinion, unbelievably overplayed considering how bad he's been. And I think with Engamoa right there for basically the whole time, I think he should have been picked for at least half the games based on how Gakpo's been playing. Slot loves Gakpo for some reason, and for me, he doesn't get off it enough at all. He doesn't beat his man. He doesn't even cross the ball anymore. He just runs down the line, cuts inside and passes the ball back. He doesn't do anything. It's really, really annoying to continuously see him playing matches when he's so poor. Equally, Salah, who has been having a little bit of a renaissance recently, also having a poor game, creating very little. And I thought Ekitike was quite out of this game as well, to be honest. But I think you could probably, chalk that down to the way that the Nottingham Forest defence set up, very hard to beat, very, very physical. And obviously when you've got five at the back with 3 or 4 people in front pressing the midfielders who get the ball, it's very difficult to create chances. Obviously, as we know, the way to beat teams that do this is to cross the ball a lot. And we didn't cross the ball anywhere near enough, really, did we? Obviously, because we haven't got a right back who's a traditional right back who would run down the line and cross the ball. And on the other side, Kirkes is having to stay back because he's doing quite a lot of defending and not really getting into the position to cross. We know Gakpo won't cross the ball, and we know Salah most of the time likes to cut inside on his left foot and then cross the ball because he doesn't have a right foot, basically. So we were left in a situation where we've got Kirkes and Gakpo on one side who aren't crossing the ball. We've got Curtis Jones or Szoboszlai and Salah on the other side who are barely crossing the ball. And then we've got the ball being passed across the front of their defence, not actually getting in there or creating any chances. It started to happen towards the end of the game though, didn't it, where we started bringing players on, they were crossing the ball. We got a few crosses going in, Engamoa crossing the ball, I think, on the right-hand side, which led to the McAllister disallowed handball goal. And then obviously the second ball was the second goal, the actual goal that got given, was another cross that turned into a fumble, which turned into McAllister. So we should have been doing that all game. I mean, it's pretty obvious when people have 5 at the back and they're obviously parking the bus. The first thing you do is get your 2 midfielders into the box with Ekitike, so you've got 3 people in there, and just start crossing the ball in, because eventually the ball's going to drop to one of your players and they're going to have a few chances. It's really simple. I mean, it seems simple to me, but for whatever reason, Arne Slot was just incapable of getting the message to his players that they need to be doing that. We've obviously struggled against teams like this for years now, and it still seems to be a problem now. Last season we got away with it quite a lot. in terms of getting like 1-0 results or 2-0 results near the ends of games. I remember there was a game last year against Brentford where we really struggled to score until like the 90th minute, where the ball dropped to one of our players in the box because we were crossing the ball in so much. And you just have to do that. It's really simple. When teams play football against you, then yeah, you can have more midfield interactions. You can play the ball through the lines, but when they're sitting in, you have to be just crossing the ball, because eventually they are going to start heading the ball to your players, they'll ball drop to your players in the box. That's what you've got to do. But overall, Liverpool getting a massive 3 points. We're on 45 points now, which means that we're just outside the top 5, I think. Did Man U are playing tonight. Chelsea obviously drew, so they're on 46 points. So we're right back in the positions where we need to be. Obviously, we need to be getting top 5. Realistically, I think we could even get up to the 4th position, maybe even the 3rd position if Aston Villa start to wane towards the end of the season. They do seem like they're starting to wane, whereas Man City are starting to grow. So we could see Villa, down in 4th or 5th. I think that third position spot is right there for Liverpool, but hopefully we can get some players back soon. Bradley's out for the season, sadly, and Leone is out for the season, but Frimpong should be back for the next game, hopefully next weekend. Isak is going to be back in a few weeks, maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks, which would be a massive boost, because Ekitike is looking leggy and tired now, and I feel like he's only a few matches away from getting injured, which is really, really annoying. But obviously the lack of squad depth, a massive problem for Liverpool. I mean, realistically, we need another overhaul in the summer. I do apologise, but talking about that match is making me fall asleep because it was so boring, wasn't it? It was really, really quite a bad watch in general. But I mean, Liverpool have got lots of work to do in the summer. They make no mistake about it. Gakpo's probably going to go. Salah, I mean, he's 50-50 to go. Chiesa's probably going to go because he's not getting enough game time. That means we've only got Ekitike and Isak and Ngamoa left. And maybe Salah if he stays. I mean, we need 2 left wingers. If he's not going to play Ngamoa, if he doesn't trust him, then we need Diamande has been one that's been on the cards that I've seen. Elise for the other side has been on the cards that I've seen. I mean, they would be 2 great acquisitions. Players that can beat their man, they can go either way. They're quite two-footed. They can actually run down the line, beat men, come inside and shoot. Gakpo just doesn't do that anymore for whatever reason. He's just incapable of actually not hitting the defender when he shoots and cuts inside. Something really wrong with Gakpo, and I think it's probably time to move him on. This season, he's been a really, really tragic watch. I think starting games doesn't suit him. I think last year, he was much better coming off the bench with Diaz starting on that left-hand side. I mean, we're really missing the industry of Diaz, Nunes, Jota. These players used to run their socks off in those forward positions. And this year, Ekitike, Salah waning in terms of pace and physicality. Gakpo not really looking very defensive. And then when you've got Wirtz as well, there's quite a lack of intensity in that forward line for pressing, etc. Especially when Szoboszlai doesn't play in the midfield. He plays at right back. You just lose all intensity for pressing. The pressing structure looks disjointed. Liverpool got problems, but if we can get top 5, we can reset for next season. That's what we need to do. That's absolutely what we need to do. And we have to think about things. We need forward players. I think we've got Jeremy Jacquet's coming in. Leone's going to come back. We'll have Van Dijk, and it looks like Konate might sign a new contract. I think Konate, in fairness to him, who's been having a poor season, has been really, really good the past few weeks. Much, much better than he has been. Maybe that's because we've had positive talks behind the scenes for a contract, because obviously he's been going out of contract at the end of the season. We've got Robertson going out of contract at the end of the season as well, so he could be going, so we might need another left back as well. So we're kind of, at least we'll have 4 centre backs for the first time. Gomez as well, if you count Gomez, but he barely ever plays and he's always injured. But I mean, we probably need a midfielder. We need like a Wharton or a Anderson, a bit of a bruiser, someone physical or someone technical. I think really we need someone more. Elliot Anderson, he was fantastic, by the way. I love that guy. He's plays so well. He's definitely going to play for England. He's just such a good engine in there. He reminds me of Henderson and Wijnaldum back in the day, of early Klopp teams where we were just really, really good in that midfield area, so full of energy. I think we never replaced Fabinho, have we? We need someone to replace Fabinho, in my opinion, that can sit in there and just screen the defence. Someone with good energy, and then the ability to play the ball through to Wirtz and the attackers as well. But I mean, Liverpool looking like they could be in need of 2 left wingers and 2 right wingers and a midfielder and a left back in the summer. and that's if all the players stay that we think are going to stay, and you never know. But anyway, Liverpool with a win. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.